Coming up, renewing your vehicle registration takes just a few easy clicks, but before you re-up.
I knew that I couldn't have been the only one that this has happened to.
I verified a costly click she says she made so you don't pay more than you have to. Plus, could something many of us do to try to stop unwanted text messages actually be doing the opposite? I verify if you should ever reply. And the common mistake that could be driving up your energy bill, how to beat the heat without breaking the bank. I'm Josh Sidorowicz. Verify on 10 Tampa Bay is here to help you separate fact from fiction. And we start with a story that impacts every Florida driver and a mistake one Tampa woman says she made that she is now paying for. It's the quick
Right here.
click. Carol Geppetto now
I put in Hillsborough County Tax Collector,
regrets.
and here it is. E-tags comes up first.
She did what
My husband,
many of us now do.
he still likes to go in person.
Why wait in line when
And I said, no,
you can go online?
it'll be a lot faster. My fault.
She was renewing her tags through what she thought was her local tax collector's website, and then she got the bill.
All kinds of fees. E-tag service fee, agency fee, credit card fee, and then shipping.
What should have been $84 ballooned
Because
to more than $120.
I went to the wrong website.
So Carol emailed Verify, and I turned to these sources, including Hillsborough County's tax collector, Nancy Milan.
When I hear these things happening, it really is frustrating.
Milan says what Carol clicked on is a perfectly legitimate licensed site. The problem?
These other sites are essentially a third-party vendor.
You are not dealing directly with the state or county, which comes with a catch.
The catch is that there's extra fees. And we get complaints throughout the year.
But because she says these third-party sites pay a premium, they pop up first in search results.
I thank you for bringing light to it because this is something that we have to continuously address.
Enough drivers felt they were being taken for a ride that Florida's Attorney General even launched a probe into e-tags back in 2018. And as a result, e-tags agreed to make it clear it is not affiliated with the government, which you can find at the very bottom of its website.
But I never came down this far because all the information they wanted was on the first line.
It's a lesson learned for Carol and a word of caution for others.
It annoys me because I know there are other people out there doing the same thing. And for $37, the difference between what I should have paid and what I did pay, in somebody's case, that could be a medication, that could be groceries, that could be shoes, and in this economy, you can't throw away $37.
No one from e-tags ever did get back to me. The state of Florida does have its own Express Renew website. A spokesperson for the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles says it will always recommend you renew through that or your local tax collector's office, which also will have an online option. Next up, they can drive you nuts. Unwanted text messages constantly buzzing your phone. But does replying stop actually have the opposite effect? We can verify all of these sources agree never respond to a message if you don't recognize the number or sender, or if something seems suspicious about it, even if it claims to be from a familiar source. Scammers can pose as companies you know, like SunPass. Beyond that, AARP and Norton warn replying tells the likely scammer on the other end it's an active number. And after you reply, they can sell your number to other scammers, opening you up to even more messages. As for numbers you signed up for, like when you agree to get messages about sales and promotions, legitimate businesses are required to give you the option to reply stop or unsubscribe to opt out, and it should be safe to do that. Many carriers also now allow you to filter and block spam numbers. One way to avoid that is by forwarding an unwanted text to the number 7726, which spells SPAM, spam. That automatically then forwards it to your provider. Now, if you're still wondering whether that text is a scam, here's Brandon Lewis with 4 things you can always look for to know if it's fake.
Like you, we get a lot of spam texts. So we're going to show you some ways to identify a scam text message. Our sources are cybersecurity firm Proofpoint, the Federal Trade Commission, the FBI, AT&T, and Amazon. We're going to focus on smishing scams since they make up the bulk of scam messages. Smishing is a combination of SMS for text and phishing. Cyber experts say scammers often try to impersonate well-known companies or the government. Take this example, claiming to be from California's Employment Development Department, or EDD. Here's the first warning sign. It comes from a random phone number that's not registering on caller ID. In this case, it's a Minnesota area code for a message about California. The message also has an urgent tone that tries to make you act without thinking. Third, there are punctuation problems, and the text capitalizes the wrong words. Official texts are usually more professional. Finally, there's the link at the end, which has a URL based in Grenada and doesn't go to an official .gov site. If you do get a suspected spam text, verify it by contacting the sender using a trusted method. If it turns out to be a scam, the FTC says the best thing you can do is report it to your cell phone carrier. Never respond to the message or click on any links. This includes replying no or stop because the BBB warns it tells a scammer they have an active phone number. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
When it comes to beating the heat, are you making some common mistakes that are actually costing you more on your energy bill? Verify viewer Sally emailed asking if closing doors in your house can save you money with central air conditioning. Let's verify. Our sources here are the U.S. Department of Energy and several HVAC companies, including Tampa-based Comfort Authority. Let's start with how a central AC system works. It has several supply and return vents that are strategically placed throughout your house, built to efficiently move that air around. So when you close a door, you break up that airflow. The Comfort Authority says that winds up making your system less efficient, which then costs you more money. This HVAC company here went so far as to say it is one of the worst things you can do, about as bad as, quote, beating your outside unit with a sledgehammer. So no, closing doors will not help save you money with central air conditioning. Now, a window unit, that's a different story. Those work by blowing air into a specific room of your house. So closing the door actually does help to keep the cool air inside. Something else to think about, leaving that ceiling fan running all day long, even when you are not home, will not keep your room cool. The University of Florida explains that ceiling fans, they don't actually change the temperature of a room. They just move the air in it around, which when it passes over your body, it can help make you feel cooler. The Department of Energy actually recommends that you turn off your fan when you leave the room because the motor produces heat. Our thanks to Sally and all our Verify viewers who sent us their questions for this episode. If you see something you want us to look into, you can always email it to verify@10tampabay.com or you can text it to 727-577-8522. Thanks for watching. With your Verify on 10 Tampa Bay, I'm Josh Sidorowicz.